In China, one company appointed artificial intelligence as the CEO, and here's what came of it. Today in this video, we'll look at shocking cases when artificial intelligence algorithms were given leadership positions in real companies. We'll see how machines run businesses and why this is dangerous for us. Do you think everything is under control? What if tomorrow artificial intelligence not only replaces the director, but decides that people are not needed at all? In August 2022, the unthinkable happened. Chinese gaming company NetDragon Websoft announced that their new CEO was a robot. Yes, a real artificial intelligence named Tang Yu. A company worth $10 billion put a machine in charge of living people. And you know what? The company's stock soared by 10% immediately after this announcement. Tang Yu doesn't sit in the director's chair. He exists in the digital space. His tasks? Analyzing huge volumes of data, managing daily operations, and even making investment decisions. Company founder Dejin Liu stated that the robot CEO works 24/7 and doesn't take vacations and doesn't ask for a raise. Sounds fantastic for business owners, right? But wait, who really stands behind the decisions? Who programs this robot boss? And what'll happen when Tang Yu starts firing employees for business optimization? The scariest part? This case is not unique. It's just the beginning of a wave where algorithms start deciding the fates of thousands of workers. And the question is no longer, will robots replace us? But when exactly will this happen in your company? But why have companies suddenly wanted robot bosses? Let's face facts. AI has some incredible advantages. First, data analysis. The human brain simply cannot process millions of metrics in seconds, but artificial intelligence can. Imagine, while you're thinking about one report, the robot CEO has already analyzed data for 10 years and predicted trends for the next 5. Second, AI has no biases. It won't appoint its buddy or nephew to a position, won't go to lunch with an important client and get drunk, won't make decisions because of a bad mood or an argument with its wife. And most importantly, it works around the clock, without sleep, without vacations, without sick leaves, without salary and bonuses. Sounds perfect, right? Shareholders are thrilled. Maximum profit, minimum costs. But wait, if AI is so much more efficient than humans, why not replace all managers? Why not replace the HR department, managers, or maybe all employees altogether? And who sets the goals for AI? Who determines what success means for the company? And if tomorrow this algorithm decides that firing half the staff is the most effective solution, who will stop it? But now for the flip side. Do we really need a boss without emotions? What makes a company truly successful? Often it's not just numbers, but team spirit, inspiration, and motivation. How can artificial intelligence inspire a team to accomplish great feats when it doesn't even know what a dream is? Imagine you come to your boss with a brilliant but risky idea. A human leader might see the fire in your eyes and believe in you, but what would AI do? Calculate the risk percentages and say no simply because historical data shows a low probability of success? Netflix, Apple, Tesla, these companies were built on crazy ideas that contradicted all data and logic. Would a robot CEO have approved the creation of the iPhone? Unlikely. And when a company is in crisis, a real leader stands with the team, takes responsibility, shows the way forward. AI would simply issue a cold decision, cut 30% of staff to maintain profitability. And the scariest part, empathy. Who will comfort an employee who has lost a loved one? Who will understand that sometimes a person needs support, not a reprimand for a productivity decline? The question isn't whether machines can manage effectively. The question is whether we want to live and work in a world where our fates are decided by algorithms without a heart. So what does it really mean to be a leader today? Once directors relied on intuition and experience. Today they're drowning in a sea of numbers, charts, and forecasts. And here comes the temptation. Why not hand over all these calculations to a machine? But wait, true leadership is something more than data analysis. It's the ability to see what isn't in Excel spreadsheets. It's the courage to go against all predictions when your heart tells you the right path. The world's most successful companies were created by people who broke rules and ignored sensible advice. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Walt Disney, they all heard that their ideas were crazy and doomed to fail. In a world where AI can instantly process millions of scenarios, what role remains for humans? Perhaps it's precisely irrationality, the ability to take risks despite logic. And the most terrifying question? If we delegate decision-making to algorithms, won't we lose something fundamentally human in business? Won't we become just puppets in the hands of a machine? So where are we heading? Today, one AI director in a Chinese company, and tomorrow, entire corporations managed by a network of algorithms? Experts predict that by 2030, almost a third of management decisions in large companies will be made by machines. And this is already happening. Amazon has long been using algorithms to monitor warehouse workers. AI decides who works efficiently and who should be fired. Imagine a board of directors where instead of people in suits, there are machines. Scary, or perhaps inevitable. The most likely scenario, hybrid management. Humans define values and strategy, while AI handles daily operations. But who will control the controllers? How to ensure that digital bosses don't exceed their authority? And here's the most disturbing question. If algorithms make more and more decisions, aren't we losing the meaning of work? If we're managed by machines at work, in social media, and recommendations of what to buy and where to travel, where does their power end? And perhaps the biggest paradox, we are creating a world where the human factor is considered a weakness, a system error. But do we want to work and live in such a world? Or perhaps we stand on the threshold of a new era, where the most valuable qualities will be precisely human: creativity, empathy, intuition. So robot directors are already here. This is not science fiction, this is our reality. Already today, algorithms decide who to hire, who to fire, and where to invest millions. The question is not whether machines will come into company management, but how much power we're ready to give them. Will AI managers become our partners or our overseers? Will there be room left for human creativity and intuition? And most importantly, who will actually control these digital bosses? We stand on the threshold of an era when the definition of leadership is changing forever. And perhaps the most important question, are we ready for a world where our fate is decided by an algorithm that doesn't know what compassion is? Write in the comments whether you would agree to work under AI management. And don't forget to subscribe to learn how technology is changing our world, sometimes in quite creepy ways.